Everyone, thanks for joining us on the news briefing for this Wednesday. We're going to talk today about the ACOMI conference. It's coming up on October 21st, and it is a unique conference. It provides an opportunity for immigrant women to learn more about their health and well-being. This conference is completely in Spanish and reaches women and families who might not otherwise get this information. During the pandemic, ACOMI had to be canceled, but good news is it is back. We have a panel of community leaders for the event who are going to share information first in Spanish, and then we will get an English overview. Ladies, I would like it if you would introduce yourselves and take it away.
Okay, I'll go ahead and get started. My name's Angelica Chavez with the Monterey County Health Department and also part of the Adelante con Orgullo, Mujer, Inmigrante Planning Committee. Good afternoon again, and thank you for this opportunity. Elvira, Cristina, y luego Isabel y Eneida. Elvira.
Thank you, Angelica. Hi, everyone. We're really happy to be here. My name is Elvira Molina. I'm also with the Monterey County Health Department and part of the planning committee for ACOMI. I'll pass it over to Cristina.
Good afternoon. My name is Cristina Santana. I am with the Health Department, Monterey County Health Department, and also part of the Planning Committee. Eneida, se lo paso a usted para que se introduzca.
Gracias, Cristina. Thank you, Cristina. Good afternoon. My name is Eneida Flores. I'm volunteer for ACOMI 2023.
Isabel.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Isabel Ramirez, and I'm here. I am part of the community, and I am volunteer here. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. The rest of our presentation will be in Spanish. El resto de nuestra presentación va a ser en español, okay? Permítanme un moment, please. Okay, Isabel.
Gracias, Angélica. Pues estamos aquí para hacerles la cordial invitación a esta gran conferencia llamada ACOMI. Ustedes quizás se preguntarán qué significa ACOMI. Bueno, pues ACOMI son las siglas en español de la frase Adelante con Orgullo, Mujer, Inmigrante. Y ACOMI está enfocado, es una conferencia que les brinda oportunidades para que nuestras mujeres inmigrantes y nuestras familias obtengan conocimiento de prevención y bienestar, así como de la salud también. Y este gran evento se llevará a cabo este sábado 21 de octubre en nuestra querida comunidad de González, para ser exactos, en la high school. Este evento será de 9 a 4:30, pero ustedes son bienvenidos para llegar desde las 8:30, poder registrarse y tendremos desayuno para que antes de comenzar con todos nuestros talleres y todo el programa, tengan la oportunidad de comer y estar preparados para todo lo que vamos a presentarles. El evento incluye el desayuno, como les mencioné, la comida, talleres de salud, rifas, cuidado de niños también tendremos, y entre otros muchos recursos. Si gustan, también pueden registrarse con anticipación. Aquí tenemos el enlace y este código QR que les puede ayudar y facilitar para todos, para que se registren antes de llegar al evento, o el mismo día también se podrán registrar. También, si necesitan ayuda, pueden llamar al teléfono. Es 831-755-4514. Gracias.
Gracias, Isabel. Y el tema de este año de la conferencia, Sembrando para cosechar un futuro saludable. Gracias, Isabel.
Gracias.
En esta parte se mencionaron talleres. Cristina y yo vamos a brevemente platicarle de los talleres. Voy a comenzar yo. Va a haber un taller sobre la vivienda. En este taller, la comunidad, las participantes van a tener la oportunidad de aprender sobre los derechos y responsabilidades de nosotros, los inquilinos, y las obligaciones de los propietarios. Otro taller cae bajo el área de empleo. ¿Han alguna vez tenido una idea de comenzar un negocio? Este taller les va a dar la oportunidad de hacer preguntas y aprender cómo llevar esa idea e ir desarrollándola para convertir esa idea en un sueño y una realidad. Y va a haber un taller sobre comida saludable. En este taller se va a presentar cómo hacer una botana rápida, y una rápida y saludable para nuestros niños y también para nuestros adultos. Y se lo paso a Cristina para que nos platique de los últimos 3 talleres.
Muchas gracias, Angélica. Nos falta repasar el Salud para la Mujer, el otro taller que también va a estar. Y en este taller se va a enfocar en temas relacionados con la salud de la mujer y la prevención. Y aparte de eso, vamos a tener 2 talleres de salud mental. Uno que se enfoca sobre el estrés, ansiedad y depresión y recursos de salud mental, que va a ser en general. Y el otro taller de salud mental va a ser enfocado en los adolescentes. Este taller se va a enfocar en nuestros jóvenes y en la salud mental de ellos y cómo apoyarlos como padres. Entonces son 6 talleres y los participantes que vayan a la conferencia van a poder escoger dos talleres de estos 6 talleres. Gracias, Angélica.
Gracias. Así que nos da un gran gusto presentarles estas oportunidades para ser parte de ACOMI 2023, que incluye talleres y muchas otras actividades de salud y bienestar. Ok. Algo que quiero mencionar que es muy clave para ACOMI 2023, muy especial, es que ACOMI 2023, el Comité de Planeación, ha incluido un grupo de gran líderes de las comunidades del condado de Monterey. Hoy tenemos a 2 que nos representan este grupo, Isabel Ramirez y Eneida Flores. Y esto lo hace a ACOMI 2023 muy especial porque el Comité de Planeación de líderes de la comunidad de diferentes áreas del condado han invertido horas tras horas, semanas tras semanas, planeando todo desde los talleres, la comida, cómo se va a mirar el evento, todos los detalles. Y entonces es muy importante reconocer el liderazgo, el compromiso y la pasión de nuestras líderes de la comunidad. Entonces queremos dar esas gracias a nuestro comité de planeación de líderes de la comunidad. Okay. Eneida.
Bueno, quiero darle gracias por invitarnos a todas las que participamos y yo quiero darles un agradecimiento de parte de ACOMI 2023 al distrito de González que nos abrió cordialmente sus puertas de la escuela high school y nos va a ofrecer cuidado de niños. También queremos darle gracias a todos los patrocinadores y que también nos donaron muchas cosas para las rifas, al Condado de Monterey Health Department, Natividad Foundation, Salinas Valley Health, Salinas Academia de Griselda Ramírez, Grocery Outlet por su donación, Borchard Farms, Food Bank Monterey Country, Del Valle, Paletería y Nevería de González, Green Valley Farm Supply, Salvation Army, Luigi's, Fusco, Alice and Gwen, Trader Joe's, Little Caesar también por su donación de las pizzas, Alma's Bakery's Deli en Chular, Country of Monterey, Health Department Click Service, y por último Celebration Nation Foundation que también nos donaron. Muchísimas gracias.
Gracias, Eneida. Y nomás agrego que hoy nos dimos cuenta también Blue Zones Project nos va a donar varias cosas, incluyendo un regalo para una rifa. Gracias. Así que con eso se lo quiero pasar a Elvira, que nos va a dar un resumen en inglés.
Gracias, Angelica. So I'm just here to give a quick summary about what our community leaders and my colleagues said. So we're just here basically inviting the community to come to our ACOMI conference, which is a health conference. This conference is a Spanish-speaking conference. And on this day, it's going to be held in Gonzalez High School this Saturday from 9 to 4:30. This year is very special because, as the coordinators and my colleagues said, this is the first time that it's been led by community. So we're very excited. They have put a lot of effort and community meetings to come to fruition and to almost to have this great event. On the day of, participants are going to be able to attend different workshops, and we're going to have a wellness fair, health fair. We're going to have free childcare, and right now there is still going on a pre-registration and volunteer. If there's anybody that would like to participate, we invite you to do so. You want to go to the next slide, Angelica? And we just want to thank our sponsors, the Monterey County Health Department, Salinas Valley Health, Natividad, Grocery Outlet, Orchards, Food Bank, Del Valle, Paleteria, Green Valley, the Salvation Army, the Celebration Nation, Luigi's, Foodsco, Alice and Trader Joe's, Little Caesars, Alma Bakery, and the Monterey County Click Service and Click Zone, Blue Zone. So we're just here spreading the word. We hope to have a successful event. And we welcome our immigrant families this Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you. And as we can see, thank you, Elvira. These are all our sponsors and donations. And this event, ACOMI 2023, is possible thanks to their generosity and their contributions. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, very much for that terrific overview in both languages. If anyone has questions for any of our presenters, you can raise your hand, ask it right now, or you can put it in chat. I do have a question. This is a really special event. It's always been special, even early on. What is it about ACOMI that brings the women you are trying to reach? They really come to this event. And they really feel safe. They feel like they can get good information. They feel like it's really a place for them.
I think some of the key highlights that bring our community to ACOMI Adelante con Orgullo Mujer Inmigrante is that the word is being spread by women who have attended ACOMI in the past. This time it's being planned by community leaders. And it's that connection. It's also the emphasis on a conference that is in Spanish, that focuses on prevention, that is for Spanish-speaking immigrant women. And one of the key things is, and our families. We always think about, our women always think about their families. So it's a day for them to focus on themselves, but keeping in mind that when we planned this, we thought about their families. That's why we have the child care, which we're very grateful for, the space and child care to Gonzalez Unified School District. So it's that that opportunity to come together and have a space to learn about their health. Elvira and Christina, Eneida, Isabel, anything to add? ¿Por qué es que creen que ustedes que nuestras participantes, nuestras mujeres inmigrantes vienen a la conferencia?
Bueno, voy a contestar yo. Para mí, la respuesta sería que está en su idioma, está en el idioma que ellas comprenden perfectamente y que está enfocado en su bienestar, en el bienestar también de las familias. Obtienen mucha información que quizás antes nunca habían escuchado. Habrá mesas de información, como llamamos nosotros una feria de salud, con mesas alrededor de todo el gimnasio, donde ellas podrán aprender y conocer de muchas agencias y organizaciones en el condado que nunca habían escuchado. Por eso yo siento que ellas se sienten bienvenidas desde la entrada, están bien atendidas y tienen también aparte cuidado de niños para sus pequeños, que no tienen que preocuparse por eso. Los servicios se les van a proveer ese día, entonces ellas no tienen de qué preocuparse y por eso es que pienso que atienden con gusto y se sienten seguras también.
And I'll quickly summarize briefly, Isabel. Thank you. Gracias, Isabel. From the very beginning, when they step into the ACOMI conference, they feel welcome, they feel safe. ACOMI is in their language. The focus of the conference is on the well-being of our women and their families. There's a lot of information, and there's childcare.
Well, pretty hard to get women somewhere without childcare, and that's just a brilliant strategy for this conference. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing about ACOMI. It's so thrilling to have this event back, and we certainly missed it while it was, on the back burner due to COVID. But best of luck on the conference, and we look forward to hearing more about it.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
On to our next topic. The Monterey County Sheriff's Office is inviting organizations to its semi-annual Community Job and Resource Fair. Now, this event is for inmates who are nearing their release to connect with outside resources. We have Charles DeSilva, who is a Corrections Program Manager at the Sheriff's Office, and he's going to tell us more about this resource fair and why it's so important to the residents of the jail.
Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for having me. So it was about 8 years ago we started this. I've been here for 9. And so 8 years ago, we decided to start a job resource fair for our men and women who are trying to get that second chance to a second opportunity in life to reenter back into our community and to be productive citizens. What I found was that some of them were getting turned down at jobs because of their either a felony and the charges that they had. But we're doing successful things inside the jail, going through our programs unit, really succeeding, doing their work and planning out their lives once they left. And so hitting a door and door not opening is kind of a hard situation for them. So I took the onus to sit with community folks and asking them, hey, what can we do to help these folks to get a second chance, to get them back on their feet, give them some kind of inspiration and some kind of hope that there's something out there for them. So we decided to do the job fair and bring people in and resources that would open up those doors for these folks. And so I'm excited to say it's our 8th job fair here, and we've had some great success stories. And for me, it's a way. This is when we talk about reentry. This is a form of reentry. This is a way of bringing our folks back into our community so they can become productive citizens. We're trying to teach them the skills, give them the opportunities inside of our facility, so that when they do meet these folks, they're able to present their experiences have one-on-ones with them, and then have a feel of a sense of joy and pride that something that they've been working hard for. So again, they're meeting people on the inside, hopefully getting to know them on the outside once they're meeting with them on the outside and getting to know them on the inside. And that's kind of our thing, is building those bridges to our community so that they can become productive citizens.
Thanks for the overview, Charles. I'm also wondering, unless you're in an area with low Wi-Fi, whether we could beg you to turn your camera on.
Oh, sorry.
It just makes it more personal. There you go.
My apologies. My apologies.
No problem. So
Yes.
I'm also hoping that, I mean, this is a wonderful fair. It really helps the people who are about ready to re-enter look for opportunities so they can leave the facility and have a job or know where to get help. Who are you looking for to come to this fair and make offers of services or employment?
Sure. We've had some great opportunities with Cardinelli Auto. There's been folks in the past with Best Western hotels. We've had Ciro Electric. There's been a great community organizations who've been working with us in hiring some of our folks here. Local ag folks, the workforce reentry group also connects them to folks on the outside. Goodwill has been here as well. So these are the folks that are coming in and helping us at least getting them an opportunity or connecting them to somebody, because it's not just the employers, it's also resources. As you know, some of our folks don't have homes to go to. So we're looking at, sober living homes and folks like Sunstreet Centers that come in and help us. The Bridge program out of PG, they come over. They've taken about 400 or so folks in the past 5 years from our program here. So they're a big contributor to our programs unit. So it's not just jobs, it's resources. Some folks, when they come and they're incarcerated, we do a needs assessment before they get into our programs, and we find out what it is that they need. Is it a job? Is it housing? Is it, they just need to get back on their feet? And so we do a pre and post. So by the time they're doing their time here, things change. They make amends with their family. They're starting to connect with their loved ones, and all of a sudden they have a house. So they don't need a home anymore. So now it's just a job. So that's why it's very important that we do the needs assessment for them, so that we know where they're at in their lives while they're incarcerated. We look at 6 weeks out. We look at a discharge plan with them, and then we look at a plan, an individual plan, to see where they want to go, and we provide those opportunities for them as far as resources and connect them to those folks. The job fair is just an added thing that we brought on, and resource fair that helps them kind of in interviewing skills, so to speak. They come on and gain a little bit of confidence, and we try to work with them in here in our programs unit to help build some of that confidence, so that when they meet with these folks, that it's a they get that feeling that they're outside and they're actually connecting with someone. That human connection is really, really key, because some of these folks, obviously, the stigma of being incarcerated and coming out, you did something bad, so to speak, and there's a stigma there, and so we want to get over that. We want to try to help them to understand that you are a human being. We're giving you a second chance. Take advantage of it.
What would you say has been the difference for inmates before you had this resource fair and before you did planning for their release versus now?
Well, one thing, I don't think the community was really understanding what we were doing on the inside. So we did a poor job of really marketing what we're doing in here. What you hear sometimes, there are a lot of negative things that are happening, and we do a lot of good things in the jail. As far as the programs, I can speak for my unit. So connecting to the community, educating the community, having them understand that we do have programs here that are helping these folks to be better people. Not that they're not good people, they're great people, just had, some setbacks in their lives. And so for us, it's connecting those dots with them and with the community, so they know that who they're getting once they leave our facility. We didn't have that in place before. We didn't have the needs assessments. We didn't have the discharge planning with some of these folks leaving our facility. Unless you were had a mental health issue or a medical condition, that was the only thing that was moving on with these folks. But as far as a plan with resources and leaving, they were leaving empty-handed. They were falling back into the same place that they were going. And again, we're not, not everyone, it's a volunteer-based type thing. So it's not everyone is involved in the programs unit unless they want to be. And so we really promote that as they come in. We offer them many classes, opportunities, but again, it's up to them to really want to be involved and making those changes in their lives. But once they are in, we do everything we can to, as much as I can, as far as the means and the resources that we have to connect them to the outside.
I don't think you mentioned the date and time of the resource fair. Why don't you do that too?
Sure. So it'll be on October 26th, which is next Thursday. It'll start at 10 o'clock. We would like folks, if they're interested in having a booth, to come in around 9 o'clock to start setting up their booths and their presentations there. And so we'll have them come in around 9:30. And then the actual job fair will start at 10 o'clock. What we usually do is bring 2 former incarcerated folks that were here to come and speak. Stories speak volumes, and I believe seeing someone who came through our program, through our facility, and now are succeeding on the outside, it just speaks volumes. And there's a glimpse of hope, right? And so we usually have a male and a female that come in and speak. And they always love to come back and talk. And so for me, it's important that we connect those folks back. And it's in some ways giving back to their community, right, that they were once in. So 10 o'clock, we'll have some presentations, and then we'll start the job fair right after. And then we usually, the Bridge program does a great job of providing lunch. So everyone who's here, whether you're incarcerated or you are a vendor or an employer or resource, you have access to lunch. So we'll be providing the lunch as well, thanks to the Bridge.
And you mentioned the good, the positive results you've gotten with certain employers or certain groups. Is there anyone that's missing from your list that you'd really like to have participate, or any type of industry?
Sure. So, I know that at San Quentin, they've had some job fairs. This is not my idea. This is an idea that's been out there for a while. Just happened to bring it over to the jail. But, Amazon, those folks like that, big companies that I'm going to start connecting with them, because they're building these large distribution centers here locally. And so it'd be nice to have those folks involved. I'd like to see more of our local ag folks to be involved as well. I know that, they need welding. And so we have a lot of guys now and women that are going through some of our classes. We have vocational ed classes that we're doing, and I'd like to connect those as well. Our big one that we have that comes here is, we have Hartnell and Monterey County of Education that come in here, and they provide a lot of the education for men and women. And so they've opened up the doors, and the education pathway has really sprouted as well for us. So not everyone wants to get a job. They actually want to get education now. So we include them as part of our resource fair as well. So, but there are some folks that are like, maybe more ag folks, because that is an area. The hospitality industry would be a great one to have more involvement in. So again, it's researching and connecting with the community, and I'm doing the best I can to get those connections in.
Well, hopefully we can help you out with that. And one final question: how many inmates will be taking advantage of this fair? What's your estimate?
So we usually do 50. There's usually about 50 inmates that come out, and usually it's those who are kind of close to discharge. And we have a couple of those inmates that we're working with that are about 6 months to about a year out. So we want to start working with them and have them get a feel and a sense of what it's like to have these opportunities. So kind of dangling the carrot, so to speak. So it's really good. But the majority of them are about 6 weeks to 8 weeks out. And so we usually look about 50, and they're both male and female. So they're each getting the opportunities, equal opportunities.
Thank you, Charles, so much for sharing about the resource fair. I know it's a great program. I've seen photos from it in the past, and I'm just so thrilled that it's continuing. And it really, what a difference that resource fair has made for residents in the facility.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you. And then thanks everyone for joining us on the news briefing this week. Our next briefing is next week. We'll see you then.